The dog humping aside, it was one of those perfect New York Saturdays.
What are you doing? Hello, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. For those of you who don't know me, I am Milk and this is Milk Astrology. I am a full-time astrologer, tarot reader, and astrology student, and I am also, what else am I? An aspiring YouTuber. But yeah, so this reading is for my Gemini Moons. My Gemini Moons, we are going to be going over the rest of 2020 for you, December 2020, and then we're going to talk about a bit of a general overall of what to expect in 2021 for you, what to look out for and be mindful of. So yeah. So for the beginning of December 2020, okay, so I have Temperance reversed and I have the Hangman reversed, or I have Temperance upright and the Hangman reversed. I also have Judgment reversed. So something is out of balance and I feel like someone's keeping something from you, or they're being a bit secretive, and I feel like there's kind of like an intervention that needs to take place in the month of December. I feel like you're also feeling a bit stagnant or stuck in a situation, so I feel like if anything, maybe you're keeping something from people, like maybe you're ready to move on or start something new, or kind of take a new approach for things that maybe you haven't really been wanting to fully admit. And I do think that this is going to be quite interesting for you because, again, I don't think that people are going to be expecting you to feel some sort of way. Now, towards the end of the month, I do have Death reversed and the Star reversed. I feel like you're being held back this month. I feel like you're kind of trying to put other people's needs first, and you're kind of sitting on the things that aggravate or frustrate you. And I do want to caution, like, this could make you sick. I don't want to like scare you though. I'm not saying that you're going to be sick. I just think that repressing things and then dealing with it in unhealthy coping mechanisms or ways can be very damaging to you. So I would just be mindful of that, especially this month, because I do feel like Christmas is already a very stressful month. Holidays in general are stressful. So just being really protective of your own energy and your own space is very important. Now let's see how the tone for 2020 is going to be. So I have the Moon, which is positive because I feel like this next year is going to be very emotionally charged for you, and you're not typically one to allow yourself to be super emotionally vulnerable, but I do feel like this is going to be kind of a time where you are ready or more willing to open up about things. I think that this month is kind of a turning point for you, and it really will set the tone for the rest of the coming year. I also have Five of Pentacles reversed. So there is this huge theme of you feeling overwhelmed with multiple facets of your life, and I feel like this stems from the fact that, again, you do repress a lot of stuff that annoy or bother you, and you don't always talk about it or like articulate that. So I think that coming into your own element and starting to like reevaluate, are these relationships good for me? Is this job good for me? Is this major in school good for me? I think that that's so important. I also have the Magician. So I definitely think you're gonna make things happen this coming year. I think you have a positive mindset, and again, like with the Moon present, you're very emotionally willing to assert your needs and expectations, and you're also more receptive too for other people. This could even mean like a relationship dynamic taking place, or you know, coming into like maybe a better job promotion opportunity. I have Knight of Wands reversed though, so I would just caution, because the Moon is already here too, being too emotionally restless right now. It could set the tone for a bit of turbulence. I think allowing yourself to think things through before proceeding is really important, because it seems like sometimes you could allow yourself to do what feels good in the moment and then not really see the bigger picture or the long-term outcome. So just being mindful of that overall is, again, incredibly important. Let's see what's going on with your love life. So, oh no, okay. So I have King of Swords and I have Seven of Swords. I feel like you're playing mental chess this year. I feel like there's something that's been bothering you, and despite all of the emotional growth and the steps that you take next year in towards like manifesting things that you want for yourself or new beginnings for yourself, you're still kind of uncomfortable with communicating something that you need from someone. And I feel like you're going like silent about it, or you're being more calculated about it. But I also feel like it's kind of a long time coming issue. I do see either some kind of separation for you next year, or perhaps you reach a point where you're ready to kind of lift the veil off of the situation and be more honest about your own needs and about your own desires and expectations of this person. I don't want to say that this definitely means you're going to have a breakup. I do think that you guys are going to have some like growing pains, or you're going to have to readjust your approach if you choose to maintain or remain in a relationship dynamic. So I also have Two of Wands and Five of Cups reversed. I think how do I say? I think you're focusing on like a minor detail next year that really just consumes you when you're forgetting to look at the big picture. And I feel like it's giving you tunnel vision. I feel like for next year, you have to be really, really careful with your romantic relationships, because sometimes the things that feel good in the moment, or people that look good on paper, aren't always the people that are going to be beneficial to your overall growth and development. And I feel like if you can't feel emotionally vulnerable with that person, just because it's exciting or it's giving you all this adrenaline, doesn't mean that is a ideal relationship dynamic for you. So I would just caution doing something for the adrenaline of it and not because it's going to hold weight long term. And I also have Six of Wands. So I do feel like regardless of what happens next year, whether you enter the year with a relationship and leave the year without one, I think you're really going to start like feeling yourself more. You're going to come into your own element more. I think you're going to be focusing on your successes more. I do think that the emotional awareness that you reach next year is going to help you in like letting go of certain things. And also just like working on yourself, like fixing yourself. I do think if anything, it's going to give you a lot of clarity of like situations or dynamics that you need to let go of. I don't mean that just for relationships. I think that, like I said, this month of December 2020, you're really just like holding a lot of baggage and you're holding a lot of stuff inside of you. And next year, I think it's kind of the turning point where you're ready to start releasing that. I think it's going to be very shocking for a lot of other people. Let's see how your reputation is next year. Okay, so 10 of Pentacles, the Devil, Two of Swords. I think you're going to be very intimidating next year. I think you're going to have a lot of successes. So I have this feeling you're going to have some kind of like glow up reputation-wise, like with your career, with your colleagues, maybe a promotion. However, I think you're being really hard on yourself still. I think you're really just kind of going in on yourself, and you're not really allowing yourself to rest. So I really want to caution like not going back to old habits just because it feels good or because it's easy. Just because a relationship dynamic doesn't work out or something doesn't happen in your favor doesn't mean that you should just entirely turn off your emotions like Vampire Diaries and like turn off the off switch. Like, you have to not repress the things that bother you, because I think that there's a lot of clarity and a lot of positivity that could take place as well if you let it. And again, like, it looks like you're going to go through that like positive change. I do feel like this is indicative of like maybe a social media presence. If you're doing like if you thought about doing YouTube or something next year, I think that would go very well for you. But the journey with loving yourself is going to be the most important for you. and also just being more honest with other people and like what you need from them. So let me pull some oracle for you. Sometimes it doesn't want to come out. So I have tourmaline quartz, and it is get out of your own way. I think this is pretty powerful for you because, again, I feel like a lot of the issues are you being caught up in your own thought or head and refusing to get it out into the open. And I think the more transparent you become, the easier a lot of these situations will alleviate themselves. However, I get that it's easy for like me to say like to do that versus like you wanting to do that. But just keeping that in mind is incredibly important. And yeah, overall that completes this reading for my Gemini moons. If you did like it, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you literally tomorrow.